Hello. So welcome to another new lesson of modern control theory. So today we are going to take up the solution of state space equation. So up till now we were discussing about the different kinds of state space models like observable canonical form, controllable canonical form, diagonal canonical form, then Jordan canonical form. So in this class we are going to take up the solution of the state space equation. Okay. Solution of state space equation. Solution of state equation. So what's the state space model? X dot equals Ax plus Bu. Y equals Cx plus Bu. Okay, so let this be equation 1, equation 2. Now what I will do, I will take, so what do you mean by solution of state equation? We need to find what is x of t. Okay, that is what we mean by solution of the differential equation or the state equation x dot, right? We need to find an expression for the state x of t. Okay, so I will take Laplace transform of equation 1. Taking Laplace transform of equation 1. What will you get? So it is like L of df by dt. What is that? L of df by dt. It is s into f of s minus f of 0. What is f of 0? F of 0 is the initial condition. Okay. So if you take the Laplace transform equation 1, what would you get? This Laplace transform equation 1. Okay. You should get s x of s minus x of 0, the initial condition, okay, equal to what? A into x of s plus b into u of s. Now I will take this x of s term to the left side and x naught term to the right side. So that means sx of s minus ax of s equals x of 0 plus b u of s. X of s term is common, so I can write si minus a into x of s equal to what? X naught plus b u of s. What is I here? I is the identity matrix. Okay, because A is a square matrix, so I will be an identity matrix of appropriate dimension. Okay, so what is x of s from here? X of s will be si minus a inverse x naught plus si minus a inverse b u of s. Okay, now this si minus a inverse x naught is called zero input response. Why? Because this term corresponds to, okay, we will hold it for a second. Okay, so let me, I will come to that point later. Okay, so what is x of t from here? X of t will be what? How can you find x of t? X of t will be L inverse x of s. So L inverse, this term will be what? E raised to at x naught. Is it not? Because we know L inverse 1 by s minus a is what? E raised to at. Correct? So when you take the inverse Laplace transform of this function, you get e raised to at x naught plus, what is L inverse this thing? Keep in mind here, it's a product of two functions. Okay, f1 of s star f2 of s. So you need to take the convolution integral. Okay, so what will you get? Integral 0 to t e raised to a t minus tau b u tau d tau. Okay, integral 0 to t e raised to a t minus tau b u tau d tau. What is tau here? It's a dummy variable of integration. Okay, so this is the solution of the state space equation. So let me call this as A1. Okay, now coming to equation 2, take the Laplace transform. What will you get? Y of s is equal to c into x of s plus d into u of s. Okay, so instead of x of s, I will substitute from here. So I will get c into what? Si minus a inverse x naught plus Si minus A inverse B u of s plus d u of s. Correct? Okay, I'm just substituting for x of s from this equation. Okay, so this means I can write this as C into Si minus A inverse x naught plus C into Si minus A inverse B plus D whole into u of s. Okay, now assume that d part is 0. But if d equal to 0, why we are assuming d equal to 0? Because for practical systems, okay, practical systems, when you derive the transfer function, you will see that they are all proper transfer functions. What do you mean by proper transfer function? Degree of the numerator will be less than or equal to that of the degree of denominator. Okay, such systems are called proper transfer functions. If degree of numerator is strictly less than that of the denominator, then it is called strictly proper transfer function. Okay, what did I say? If degree of numerator is less than that of the denominator, then such a system is called strictly proper transfer function. So practically all systems are proper transfer functions, can be represented by proper transfer functions only. Okay, that means degree of numerator can be less than or equal to that of degree of the denominator. It cannot exceed degree of the denominator for practical implementation purposes. Okay, so assume so d equal to 0 means our system will be proper system, proper transfer function. Okay, that is why we assume d to be equal to 0. Okay, so if d is equal to 0, what is y of s? Y of s will be C into Si minus A inverse x naught plus C into Si minus A inverse B into u of s. Okay, so what is y of t? Y of t will be, how will you find y of t from y of s? Inverse Laplace transform. So what will you get? You will get C into e raised to at into x naught plus C into what? Integral 0 to t e raised to a t minus tau b u tau et. Okay, what is this? This is the output response, output as the function of time t. Okay, now you can see here that the output comprises two terms. Okay, what is that? First one is due to the initial condition alone, and the second term corresponding to the input signal alone. Okay, so this component due to initial condition alone is called zero input response because that's due to the initial condition alone and independent of input. Okay, due to initial condition alone, IC, due to IC alone and independent of input signal. Okay, and this is called due to the input signal only, and it is independent of the initial condition. So this is called zero state response. Okay, due to the input alone, due to input only, and independent of initial condition or initial state, you can say. Okay, so when we discussed a response in the undergraduate control system, we had spoken of two terms. One is the transient part, one is the steady state part. Okay, so transient part is what corresponds to the IR in state space form. Okay, and the steady state part was due to the input signal, and that corresponds to the zero state response, which means it is due to the input only and it is independent of the initial condition. Okay, x of 0 is the initial condition and u is the input signal here, right? So this part is due to initial condition only, your initial state only, whereas this part in the response arises because of the input signal. Okay, so this is the output response. Okay, and this is the status. This is the state. Okay, now, so when we discussed about, when we derived these things, we came across the term called Si minus A inverse, right? That is called the resolvent matrix. Okay, this Si minus A inverse is called a resolvent matrix. Si minus A inverse is called a resolvent matrix. A resolvent matrix. Okay, and the solution of that L inverse or the L inverse Laplace transform of that L inverse Si minus A inverse, which is nothing but e raised to at, right? Or more commonly, we indicate that with phi of t. That is called the state transition matrix STM. State transition matrix STM. Okay, this is called the state transition matrix STM. Okay, so once we know the state transition matrix, we can easily find the state for at any instant time t as well as the output phi of t. Okay, now we will look into state transition matrix properties. State transition matrix properties. First one. So what is phi of t? State transition matrix is nothing but e raised to 8. Okay, so first one is phi of 0. What will be that? It will be equal to the identity matrix. Is it not? Because phi of 0 means what? E raised to a into 0, which is nothing but I, the identity matrix. Okay. Second one, phi dot 0. What will you get? So phi of t is this thing. So what is phi dot t? Phi dot t will be a e raised to 8. So phi dot 0 will be what? A. Okay. So phi dot of 0 is a, system matrix. Fine. Then phi inverse t is nothing but phi of minus t. How come? So phi of t is what? Phi of t is e raised to 8. So what is phi of minus t? E raised to minus 8. So what will be phi inverse t? It will be e raised to 8 whole inverse. That means e raised to a inverse t. Okay. So that means what? Did I make a mistake? Phi inverse t. So phi inverse t is e raised to 8 whole inverse. Okay. E raised to 8 whole inverse. So phi of t is e raised to 8. So this can be written as what? This can be phi of t can be written as e raised to 8, or this can be written as e raised to 8, e raised to minus 8 whole inverse. Okay, or this means phi of minus t whole inverse. Okay. Okay, let me try it here. So phi of t is e raised to 8. Okay, so what is phi inverse t? Phi inverse t is nothing but e raised to 8 whole inverse. Okay, that means e raised to minus 8. Correct? A raised to m whole raised to n is a raised to mn, right? So e raised to minus 8. This is nothing but phi of minus t. Correct? That is how you get this expression. Then next property, phi of t1 plus t2 can be written as phi of t1 into phi of t2, or phi of t2 into phi of t1, right? So phi of t1 plus t2. What is phi of t1 plus t2? Phi of t1 plus t2 is e raised to a t1 plus t2. So this can be written as e raised to a t1 into e raised to a t2, or this can be written as e raised to a t2 into e raised to a t1. What is e raised to a t1? Phi of t1. What is e raised to a t2? Phi of t2. What is e raised to a t2? Phi of t2 into what? Phi of t1. Okay, so in this way you can prove some of the properties of the state transition matrix. And one more thing, 4, 5. Phi of t whole raised to n. What is that? It will be phi of nt. Okay, phi of nt, right? And finally, we have phi of t2 minus t1 into phi of T1 minus T0 will be equal to what? Phi of T2 minus T0. Phi of T2 minus T0. So these are the main properties of state transition matrix. Okay. Let's try one problem now. For x dot equal to minus 1, 0, 1, minus 2x plus 1, 0, r of t and y of t equals 1, 1x. Okay. Determine the eigenvalues. Determine the eigenvalues. Then resolve a matrix. State transition matrix and transfer function. And transfer function. Okay. So we are given a equal to minus 1, 0, 1, minus 2. Right? We need to determine the eigenvalue. How will you find that? From the Cartesian equation. What is that? Determinant Si minus A equal to 0. So what will you get? S plus 1, 0, minus 1, S plus 2 equal to 0. Or from here you get S plus 1 into S plus 2 equal to 0. Or what are the eigenvalues? This is equal to lambda equals minus 1, minus 2 are the eigenvalues. Okay, first part is done. Now what next? Resolvent matrix. What is resolvent matrix? Si minus A inverse. How will you find that? Adjoint divided by determinant. Okay, adjoint. Si minus A divided by determinant. Si minus A. A determinant we are already found here. It is S plus 1 into S plus 2. Okay, so if you do this thing, what will you get? You must get something like this. Okay, you can solve it at your own pace. 1 by S plus 1, 0, then 1 by S plus 1 minus 1 by S plus 2 and 1 by S plus 2. This will be the resolvent matrix. Resolvent matrix. Okay. What next? We need to find the state transition matrix. What is state transition matrix? Phi of t, L inverse, Si minus A inverse. Okay. L inverse, Si minus A inverse. So what do you get? You will get L inverse 1 by S plus 1 is what? E raised to minus t, 0. Here what will you get? E raised to minus t minus E raised to minus 2t. This becomes E raised to minus 2t. This is state transition matrix. And how will you find the transfer function? Transfer function G of S is what? C into Si minus A inverse B. Okay. C matrix we know. What is that? It's a row vector 1, 1. Okay. So 1, 1 into what? Si minus A inverse. Si minus A inverse is this. 1 by S plus 1, 0. 1 by S plus 1 minus 1 by S plus 2. 1 by S plus 2. Into what? Into B. What is B? B is 1, 0. Okay. First you multiply between these two matrices, then you multiply on top of that with this row matrix. Okay. So what will you get in that case? S plus 3 divided by S plus 1 into S plus 2. Okay. So this will be the transfer function. Clear? Let us try one more example. You can try it at home. When at your leisure time, you try this problem. Obtain the state transition matrix. Obtain the state transition matrix phi of t for x dot equals 0, 1, minus 5, minus 2 x plus 1, 6 r of t and y of t equals 1, 1 x. Okay, I will give you the solution of that. You can try, you must try. Okay, so the solution is phi of t. The state transition matrix is nothing but this thing. E raised to minus t cos 2t plus 0.5 e raised to minus t sin 2t. 0.5 e raised to minus t sin 2t minus 5 by 2 e raised to minus t sin 2t. Finally, e raised to minus t cos 2t minus 0.5 e raised to minus t sin 2t. Okay, so this will be the state transition matrix. Okay, for this particular problem, right? Okay, now let us try another example. An LTI system is described by okay, x dot equals what? Minus 1 to minus 1 minus 3 into x of t plus 1 1 r of t. Output y of t equals 1 1 x. If the initial state vector x naught is 2 0 transpose. See, x naught is normally it will be column vector. Okay, that's why I have written here transpose, right? 2 0. Okay, find the response. Find the response due to 1, a unit impulse input. And 2, a unit step input. Okay, so how to find the solution? That's what we had already found. Okay, we have to find the response. So what is y of t? Y of t is c raised to a t x naught plus c into index 0 to t e raised to a t minus tau du tau d tau. Okay, so we need to find the state transition matrix. Okay, so first step is we have to find what is the resolvent matrix. Okay, so what's the solution? Let me write here. Y of t will be c into si minus a inverse y of s or y of t will be what? C into e raised to at plus e raised to at x naught, right? C into e raised to at x naught. What is the expression? X naught plus c into integral 0 to t e raised to a t minus tau b u tau d tau. Correct? B u tau d tau. Okay. So our A matrix is given like this. What is that? Minus 1, 2, minus 1, minus 3. Okay. So what will be Si minus A? Our Si minus A will be what? Will be S plus 1 minus 2, then plus 1, S plus 3. Okay. So we need to find the resolvent matrix. Si minus A inverse will be what? Inverse of this thing. S plus 1 minus 2, 1, S plus 3, whole inverse. Okay. You know how to find that, right? Adjoint divided by determinant. Okay. So when you do that, you will get 1 by S square plus 4S plus 5. That will be the determinant part. S square plus 4S plus 5 will be the determinant into adjoint. S plus 3, 2, minus 1, S plus 1. Okay. Now what we need to find? C into Si minus A inverse. C into Si minus A inverse. So that means C into this thing. What was C? C was 1, 1. Okay. So I can write this as 1 by. So this becomes what? I can write this as S plus 2 whole square plus 1. Okay. Into C matrix. Right. So you will get the final expression as S plus 2, S plus 3. Okay, so this will be C into Si minus A inverse. Right. Now what next? We need to find the zero input response. Zero input response is ZIR. Okay. So what is ZIR? ZIR means Y ZIR. I can write this as Y ZIR of S. Right. So that will be what? C into Si minus A inverse X naught. Okay. So this is C into Si minus A inverse. So I can write this as 1 by S plus 2 whole square plus 1 into S plus 2 in S plus 3 into X naught. What is X naught? X naught is 2 0. Okay, 2 0. So if you solve for this, you will get 2 into S plus 2 whole divided by S plus 2 whole square plus 1. So what will be the input response as a function of time t in time domain, what will you get? L inverse this thing. So what will you get? 2 e raised to minus 2t cos t. Okay, because L of e raised to minus at cos omega t. What is that? S plus a divided by s plus a whole square plus omega square. Okay, so this is first part. Now what next? We need to find the component due to the input signal. So what is the input here? First part is unit impulse input. Okay, so for a unit impulse input, for a unit impulse input, what is R of s? R of s is equal to 1. Okay, so our zero state response in S domain, what will you get? It will be C into what? Si minus A inverse B U of s. So that means C into Si minus A inverse B. Why? Because R of s is equal to 1 or U of s is equal to 1 here, the input part. Okay, so what is our C? C into Si minus, already we have this thing, 1 by s plus 2 whole square, 1 by s plus 2 whole square plus 1 into what? S plus 2, s plus 3. S plus 2, s plus 3. Into what? Into B. What is our B? B is 1, 1. B is 1, 1. Okay. So if you simplify this, what will you get? You will get, just do a multiplication. Okay, it's very easy. This into this plus this into this and this into this. So this into this plus this into this, whole divided by this denominator. Okay, so when you do that simplification, you will get 2s plus 5 divided by s plus 2 whole square plus 1 square, or s plus 2 whole square plus 1. So I can write this like this: 2 into s plus 2 plus 1 divided by s plus 2 whole square plus 1. Okay, or if you a little bit of manipulation I will do, so I will get 2 into s plus 2 divided by s plus 2 whole square plus 1 divided by s plus 2 whole square plus 1. Okay, so what will be the zero steady state response in time domain? L inverse this thing. So you will get 2 e raised to minus 2t cos t plus e raised to minus 2t sin t. So what is the total response due to the step input? Therefore, total due to impulse input, total response due to unit impulse input will be what? Will be y of t equals y0 initial response, initial state term, right? What was that? Is it yeah, 0 input response? Yeah, 0 input response plus 0 state response. So that means what is y is IR? 2 e raised to minus 2t cos t. 2 e raised to minus 2t cos t plus 2 e raised to minus 2t cos t plus e raised to minus 2t sin t. Or that becomes 4 e raised to minus 2t cos t plus e raised to minus 2t sin t. Okay. Now, how will you find the response due to step input? What's the next part? We need to find the response due to unit step input. So, the term due to the initial state will remain the same. Initial condition will remain the same. There is no change. There will change only in the term corresponding to the input signal. Okay. Now, for a unit step input, for B, for a unit step input, what is U of t? Unit step input means 1. So it will be 1 by s. Okay. So we have to find what is the output component due to 0 state response. Okay. What will be that? That will be C into Si minus A inverse B into U of s. Okay. So C into Si minus A inverse B. What is that? This thing. So 1 by S plus 2 whole square plus 1. Okay. 1 by S plus 2 whole square plus 1 into S plus 2, S plus 3. And our B is 1, 1. And U of S is 1 by S. Okay. So when you simplify this, what will you get? You must get something like this. 2S plus 5 whole divided by S into S plus 2 whole square plus 1. Okay. This can be further simply simplified or rewritten as 1 by S minus S plus 2 divided by S plus 2 whole square plus 1. Okay. So now what will be the inverse Laplace transform? It is inverse Laplace transformable. Okay. So the zero state response in time domain is y is equal to RT will be what? 1 minus e raised to minus 2t cos t. Cos t. Okay. So what will be the total response due to unit step input? Total response due to unit step input will be what? Y of t will be y 0 input response plus 0 state response. That means y is a was what? 2 e raised to minus what? 2 e raised to minus 2t cos t plus 1 minus e raised to minus 2t cos t. Okay, means what? 1 plus e raised to minus 2t cos t. Okay, so in this way you can find response due to any input. Okay, so we came to know how to find. So how will you? This was the output response. Okay, how will you find the x of t, the solution to the state equation that is given by x of t. Okay, and what is x of t? See, e raised to at x naught. This equation is important. Okay, e raised to at x naught e raised to at x naught plus integral 0 to t e raised to a t minus tau bu tau d tau. And what is the output? Output is nothing but everything into C. Okay, everything into the C matrix. So what we do today, we have discussed about the solution of state equation. Okay, and we had seen what is resolvent matrix, what is the state transition matrix, and few properties of state transition matrix. So we'll stop here. See you.